Welcome, dear students. Starting with today's lecture, today we are going to cover up a new topic, that is the basic cycle of air refrigeration. The basic cycle of air refrigeration is based on Bell-Coleman cycle. The name is given the Bell-Coleman cycle. This is the first term which is used, because three terminologies are used to define this cycle. First is the Bell-Coleman, second is the Reverse-Brayton or Joule cycle. Means three names are used for a single cycle. The main thing is this cycle is that this is used for air refrigeration. Starting with the cycle, the first process is the compression, the second one is the cooling, third one is the expansion, and the last, which is desired, is the refrigeration effect. So there are overall four processes, and the same thing is being shown over here. The four processes are also shown over here, means there are overall four processes: first, second, third, and fourth. In this, what you have to learn that in this process, two processes are constant pressure process, means for that pressure remains constant. If we take it as an index term, that is PV ki power 0, PV power 0 is equal to constant. And two processes are isentropic, means in the TS diagram, they are perpendicular to the entropy, so the entropy remains same, S1 equal to S2. And these two processes are isentropic, first and the second one, this process. So S3 will is equal to S4. How this cycle used to work, although the figure they have given over here for open and the closed system, but one more figure I have downloaded. What is a refrigeration cycle? Initially we have to compress the air, starting the compressor 1 to the compression process. This is the isentropic compression, first to 2. Second to third is a cooling process. This is we are cooling at constant pressure. Then we are expanding in a turbine so that air get expanded to normal pressure, and then it is sent to the refrigerated space. From refrigerated space, if you are using some other medium, means you are not mixing the secondary refrigerant with the primary air, then it is called open. Then it is called open cycle. If you are mixing the both. If you are not mixing, you are using a heat exchanger, means in the second diagram you can see. In this they are not mixing, they are using a heat exchanger, because brine is coming and brine is going out. In this way it is giving its heat to the air and getting cooled. So in this way, if both are not mixing, then it is called closed air or dense air, because this type of system is used because same air is used again and again. This is popular in air refrigeration also, because I have told you in air refrigeration there are 6 cases as per the referred book Khurmi. We are using this book in our syllabus also. So there are 6 cases, although there are 6 cases, but all the cases are based on this basic cycle, that is we have to first compress. So a long compression is shown to you, starting from the atmospheric air. The air is compressed to this much high pressure. A vertical line is to be drawn. This much high pressure we have to compress. Although the compression is in 2 stages, 1 to 2 and 2 to 3, that is not a problem. Then what we have to do, we have to cool on a constant pressure curve, means we have to cool on a constant pressure. So same thing is being done over here, it is being cooled on the constant pressure. Then we have to expand it so that passenger can get this air. So same expansion is also done. And the air is then sent to the cabin for extracting the heat, because it is a cool air. Same thing is being done over here. Means the cycle is just like this. Although it is open, means this point will be not connected to this point, the fourth and first point. But air refrigeration is same as all the air refrigeration systems are based on one and only one cycle, that is called Bell-Coleman cycle or Reverse-Brayton or Joule cycle. 3 terminologies are used. Now coming to the COP of the system, because we have to determine the COP of the system. The main thing is that in this there are 2 isentropic processes. The isentropic processes are shown to you. You have to take care that whether the compression is being taking place with as a adiabatic or isentropic compression, means PV की power gamma, that gamma should be constant, means this gamma value should be 1.4. If this value is 1.4, then we will use this formula for COP. This simple formula for COP we will use. The simple formula is being shown to you, either this or this. These are both the formula are same. If the compression takes place when index n, means PV power n, you know that for a polytropic the index is n is equal to constant. If index is having the value of gamma, means it is adiabatic, then the case is simple and we have to use this formula. This is a simple case. But if it is taking place by some other index, it is instead of 1.4, instead of gamma, gamma means Cp upon Cv for that, for air, and instead of 1.4 some other value is there, means instead of adiabatic some other value is there, then we have to use a second formula. The second formula is being shown over here, and this we have to use. In this way there are two. First formula I have shown you. The first formula I have shown you already. This was the first formula. This was the first formula, and this one is the second. Second we have to use when expansion or compression takes place by some other index other than gamma. Because in the question you will see, in the first question it is simple question, the expansion and compression are taking place, because when you take the Cp upon Cv, the value they have given, you will directly get 1.4, means by checking also you get that Cp upon Cv is 1.4. So there is no problem. We will use in this question the first formula, that is the simple formula, T4 upon T3 minus T4. So that is okay. But if the expansion and compression means are taking place by some other index, you can see in this question what they have given. The index is, instead of 1.4 it is 1.3. Then this formula won't be used, means this formula I have shown you, T4 upon T3 minus T4, the first formula. This won't be used. The second one will be used, and the second formula is this. This we have to use. N is already given in the question, that is 1.3. In the question you can see the 1.3 value is given. 1.3 is the value. Gamma we know that it is 1.4 Cp upon Cv, and we have to determine all the temperature 1, 2, 3 and 4. Means all temperature are to be determined, and I have told you earlier also that whether you are solving all the cases of air refrigeration, all the cases, or whether you are solving Brayton cycle, the only key thing we should learn that we should, whenever we get a vertical line is TS diagram. Whenever we get a vertical line in TS diagram, we have to apply a formula that is called, the vertical line is 1, 2. So 1, 2 we will apply this formula, the general relation, and the second we are getting 3, 4. 3, 4 we will apply this formula, and from these we will get one unknown, because from the first, by 1, 2 they obtain T2, and by 3, 4 they obtain T4. So somehow we have to obtain the temperatures. Other temperature might be given in the question, or we have to obtain by other method also. So by this we will solve the questions, because all temperature should be known. So we are starting with the first derivation, that how we have to derive this COP, that how the first case of COP is to determine. This is the first case, and when expansion compression takes place by PV की power gamma, and this is the second case, the second formula. Only two formula are there, no third formula is there. So learn that only two formula are there. First I have shown you, this is the first one. This is a simple case when all the processes are taking place, means both the two processes are taking place by, in which gamma is 1.4. So in the first case what they have done, all the four processes they have explained. The first process is isentropic compression. The compression takes place by isentropic process. No heat is absorbed or rejected, so they haven't taken any formula. Second is 2-3. This is a constant pressure cooling process. This is second process is 2-3, constant pressure cooling process. Cooler they have written also. So in the second process, cooling will be takes place and some heat will be rejected. by the air, and the formula is, we know that there are only two formula for heat. One is mCp delta T whenever there is temperature change, and when there is no temperature change, when phase change takes place, then Mi. So in this case we are having the temperature change, so we will use this formula. So they have used this formula. Again what they have done, after this process, again the isentropic process is there. So again they have written there no heat absorbed or rejected. So second process and fourth process they have used for heat rejection, means heat addition and heat rejected. Now what they have done, that heat rejected minus heat absorbed from the system, they have taken is at a measurement of work done. So work done will be the denominator, and we know that COP is defined as desirable effect. It is not efficiency, it is COP. So desirable effect is, we want heat absorbed, and that heat absorbed is this. We will write this term over here, and work done, what we have obtained, denominator, and we will obtain the relation. In the relation you can see that all the temperatures are there, but they have taken some temperature common outside. For all the vertical lines, means twice we get the vertical line. 1, 2 is the vertical line in the cycle. Then 2, 3 is the cooling process. Then after 2, 3, 3, 4 is another vertical line. And 4, 1 is again the cycle is completed. So 1, 2 and 2, 3. 1, 2 and 2, 3, they have, whenever there is isentropic process, they have used this formula, because this is the key thing you should learn, because you can solve all the questions of air refrigeration also when you know this, because air refrigeration, I have told you, all the questions are based on this key formula, that whenever you get a vertical line, you have two vertical lines, then you have to use this formula. By this relation they get that temperature ratios are same, and simplifying the relation which was mentioned, in this relation they have simplified. They have put T1 by T4 equal to T2 by T3, T1 by T4 equal to T2 by T3, and by simplifying this they get T4 upon T3 minus T4 upon T3 minus T4 as a COP. This COP we have to use when N is gamma. So the COP become very much simple, and if pressure ratio is given, then we can solve it. One question on this simple COP, the simple formula is given in your examples also. I will discuss. The first example is on this formula only. But what happens when expansion and compression takes place by some other thing, means this is not PV power gamma, it is something else. It is PV power 1.3, or if expansion and compression takes place by some other relation. In this question a difficulty will be there, because expansion and compression both are different, means both are taking by same index, means if it is 1.4 then both should be 1.4. Then what we have to do, then we will do that the compression work we will find out, because we know that whenever there is a isentropic compression in PV diagram, if you draw a PV diagram and the compression is isentropic, you have seen this compression in your Otto and diesel cycle also, because the first process is compression itself, and that is isentropic compression. But if it is polytropic, means N value is not equal to gamma, then we will, instead of gamma we will write N upon N minus 1, and this relation we will use, and we will determine the work done. Similarly for expansion also we will determine the work done. We will subtract the 2 to get the net work done. This will become the denominator, this will become the denominator. And the cooling effect is known to us that it is Cp1 minus 4, because cooling is done in 1,4 process. So Cp1 minus 4 is always cooling. Cp1 minus 4. Earlier also, in the earlier question also, 1 minus 4 was the cooling. So it will sit in the numerator. It is being shown. And this division we will solve, and we will simplify, and after later simplifying we get the second formula. This formula is used when both, means if the cycle is like this, there are two constant pressure processes. If you draw like this, there are two constant pressure processes and two isentropic processes, and for both the processes, if the PV power 1.2 is constant, means other than 1.4 some other relation is there, then we will use this formula and we will determine the COP. So starting with the first question, we will see that how to solve it. So we are starting with the first question. Now starting with the first question which is given in this report book. It is based on the Bell-Coleman cycle. The question is, and in the question it is being written that in a air refrigeration plant working on Bell-Coleman, air is compressed from 5 bar to 1 bar because there are only two pressure in Bell-Coleman cycle. It is a 2P cycle. Twice we used to get the constant pressure, and there are only two pressures only. First pressure is this and second pressure is this. No third pressure is obtained in this. The first pressure value is given to us, that is, if you read the question, the first pressure value is given to us as 1 bar and 5 bar. So this will be the 1 and this pressure will be the 5. They have written also. And firstly we will take that what the value of Cp upon Cv we are getting, because I have told you that whenever we determine the COP in this system, they have asked the theoretical COP. There are two formula for COP. I have told you earlier also. The one formula is this, the first one. This we have to use when we get Cp upon Cv as a 1.4. Then no worry is to be done. And if we get Cp upon Cv, means if the compression and expansion are taking place by some other, then we will use the second formula. It means there are only two formula are there. The basic thing we have to learn. So starting with the question, we take the ratio of Cp upon Cv. In the question itself, we take the ratio, that is, we get the index, and the index is 1.4. As soon as we get the index, the next thing is to determine the COP. For COP, I have told you in the first formula, these three temperatures should be known. Although all the four temperatures should be known there, because there are four temperatures in the cycle. And one and only key point, main thing which we have to learn is that whenever we get a vertical line in TS diagram, because in air refrigeration also we have to use the same thing. For 1, 2 also, we will use this formula. And the second vertical line we are getting here for 3, 4, we will use this formula, and each time we will get one unknown, because every time we will get a certain unknown. So by T2 by T1, they determine the ratio, and by T3 by T4 also, they determine T4. So by determining the temperatures, they put the value of the temperature and get the COP. The cooling effect they also obtained, as because cooling is obtained in one case only, that is, out of the 4 steps, we obtain cooling in 1/4. So Cp delta T is the formula, and Cp delta T they have used. Now we come to the second question. In this question, what is happening, that a Bell-Coleman cycle operates between two pressures. I have told you that you have to learn that pressure values will be only two. One is 1.05, another is 8.5. No third pressure will be there. Air is drawn from a cold chamber at 10 degrees centigrade, compressed, and then it is cooled to 30 degrees centigrade. Means air is drawn at 10 degrees centigrade. The temperature there are 4 values of temperature. First value they have given. And after compression, is cooled to 30 degrees centigrade, means the last temperature is 30. We have to change it in the Kelvin, because without Kelvin we can't solve the question. Expansion and compression, both process takes place by a single law. This time the value is not 1.4, it is 1.3. Whenever the index value is other than gamma, is not equal to gamma, then second formula is to be used. I have told you the second formula is to be used. There are only two formula. The second one is this, and the first one was this. This was the first one, and this is the second one. The second one we have to use, means T1 upon minus T4, n upon n minus 1, n is 1.2, 1.2 minus 1, 1.4 minus 1 upon 1.4, T2 minus T3, and T1, T4. All temperature is to be determined. So nothing will be done in this question. They will determine the temperatures. And for determine the temperature, I have already told you that we are having only one thing in the question, that whenever we get a vertical line, for 1, 2, they will use one relation, and for 3, 4, they will use the same relation, and each time they will determine one unknown. So in this way they have determined the temperatures. And after determining the temperatures, what they have done, they have applied this formula because N is known 1.3 upon 1.31 and 1.4 is the gamma. T1, T2, T3, T4 should be known. They have determined the whole exercise from starting if the solution starts from this place, and if we move downwards to this point only, they have determined the remaining two temperatures T2 and T4 because two temperatures were given in the question itself. T1 was given and T3 was also given. So out of this, somehow they have determined the two temperatures and the COP is determined. Now in the case if both expansion and compression takes place by different law, means for expansion also the rule is different and for compression also the rule is different, means the index is different. For this it is 1.4 and for this it is 1.2. Then instead of using the formula, that is the second formula which I have told you, we'll use the derivation steps of the second formula. Means the first formula I have told you, it is a simple formula. This was the first one. This was the first one. And for the second, the derivation step, that is WC, WE, we will have to use this. Means we will have to, because both the cases the N is different. Both the cases the N is different. So the steps of derivation will be used to determine the COP, because in this case both the formula won't be used, either first or second. In this case we have to use the steps of the steps. So starting with the question, we know that the basic thing is that whenever we get a vertical line, we have to obtain the unknown, because for 1, 2 also they have applied the formula and obtained T2, and for 3, 4 also they obtain this. Now for compressor work we have to determine separately, expander work we have to determine separately, we have to subtract it, and this way we will determine the denominator. Denominator is 40.7. This will become the denominator. This 40.7 term will become the denominator. Cp delta T will become the numerator, and this way the COP is to determine. Means in this case shortcut, means both the formula, first and second formula won't be used. We have to go through the steps. Means the step is that determine expander work, determine compressor work, subtract the two to get the work done and solve it. The last thing which I would like to tell you, that if sometimes the compression don't take place by the isentropic law, means if some actual compression takes place or the efficiency of compressor is given, then what we have to do, then I am scrolling down if I get that case, if that is given in this book. They might have given, this they have given. If the compression and expansion, instead of taking it by vertical line, they are taking it by some other thing. This is called the isentropic, and this is called the 1, 2 dash is called actual. Whenever we get a dash point, for dash point are determined only by one formula, that is called efficiency. Efficiency of compressor, if this is used, or efficiency of expander, if we are using for 3, 4. And I have told you a trick also. The trick is CIA. Means isentropic will sit in the, yes, this is the CIA. Isentropic will sit in the numerator and actual will sit in the denominator whenever there is compression. In this way the dash temperature will be known, because this is the only method to get the dash point, actual temperature. And if it is a turbine, means if it is a expander, we will just make opposite, means actual will be the numerator and isentropic will be the denominator. In this way we will get, although they have written the increase in temperature, this should be the term decrease in temperature should be there, because whenever there is an expansion the temperature used to go down. You have seen also that this is the expansion process, the temperature is gradually going down. This is the isentropic, more temperature difference you are getting, and this is the actual one, lesser temperature difference you are getting. So actual will become the numerator and the bigger one will become the denominator. Means in expander, actual will sit in the numerator and isentropic in the denominator, whereas in compression this will fit okay. You have to put the isentropic in numerator and actual in denominator. So this is the way you have to solve the question. And if any queries are there, then please do ask. Thank you. Thank you.